G'day and hello beautiful people, it is Mimel here. Let's first kick this video off by giving a shout out to the Pungula. Now I'm pretty sure I pronounced that right. He's been with the channel, or she has been with the channel from the very beginning, so thumbs up from me. I think you're totally awesome. So the Pungula, hopefully you are watching this and get that shout out there. In other news on the Road to Survival front, we have this new call to arms which is above your roadmap on the main page there. Now essentially what this is doing is I think Scopely's trying to spice things up from the, very boring, mundane days of farming and things like that, which when you play the game for a year and a half like myself, it gets very, very boring. Is this enough to actually spice it up? You know what? Probably not. The prizes ain't that great, but the essential part is it allows a region to work together and brings that. And I guess it brings a degree of teamwork we're not really used to seeing when it comes to as a whole region rather than just your factions. Now the most important thing I think Scopely have actually done is they've tried to gauge the activity of every region and then personalise the scores to it. Now as you saw for part 1, mine was 1.4 million for my region. Yeah, pretty pathetic, but we are a dead region. Will we get it? That's what it always comes down to. How attainable are these goals? We're going to find out. I assume some regions are going to get them very easy. Other regions will probably struggle. Like my own, I think will struggle. And what they've done is they've done more than one part. So the first part is killing walkers. The second part that we've got here has other goals for your food and also your wood. And these parts will also run in turn with each other or in conjunction with each other. They will overlap, but you won't be having to do the same thing. So that's good that they're focused on different goals and giving you different prizes. Which Lorry Shear's a 4-star weapon. Everyone likes a 4-star weapon, so that's probably the most important aspect to this whole call to arms, is that 4-star shears. That's the one I really want, and I think a lot of people out there will be wanting. When it comes to the food, as you can see, it's sort of given the target of food. Like I said, they do personalize that target for every region, which is needed because some have higher activity, some are dead like mine and things like that, so they do need to gauge that, and hopefully you're able to attain it. With the previous one, with the part 2, it actually said fortify, so I'm hoping that it actually doesn't mean that you have to put into the buildings, because I'm actually maxed all my buildings, so I'll be next to useless for that. But I'm assuming it just means collecting. If you move on to the third part here, as you can see, it tells you the time for when it starts and things like that. You got some elite tokens and things. So this is going to come down to leveling up and training new troops, as it says. Gonna have to get new fighters and also level up fighters. So basically they're going to focus on 3 different areas. The first part is the killing of the walkers. They also have walker roadmaps for that, so they're trying to help you there and encourage you that bit more to kill walkers. And then you got the part 2, which is focusing more on your food and wood stock. Like I said, I'm assuming that means when you collect your food rather than when you actually are spending the food on building the things, because it said fortify your defense, so I was assuming it meant when you put in food and wood into your houses and things like that, so into your actually town. But for people that haven't maxed out like myself, that I don't think that's a very smart move, so I'm hoping that's not what they mean. I hope it's just sort of like I'm reading too much into it and it just means food that you've collected and wood that you've collected. And then they're going to focus on your troops, so 3 different areas, you get a range of different rewards. Like I said, will it be enough to spice things up? You never know. But as always, thanks for watching.